In the days since the Florida high school massacre, young people have become the face of combating gun violence in America. In an ad this week, the liberal organization Run for Something is urging young Democratic candidates to run against 24 Florida lawmakers. All of them are backed by the National Rifle Association and are currently running unopposed. Run for Something co-founder Amanda Litman is in San Francisco and joins us now to talk about this effort. Amanda, why did you decide to run the ad that we just put on the screen, and what kind of response are you getting from this?
Well, we think it is so important to hold elected officials accountable for their positions. There are 24 Republican state legislators in Florida who have A or A+ ratings from the NRA who don't have opponents in this November's election. If they don't have people running against them, there is nobody that can hold their feet to the fire for the positions they're taking that put our kids in danger. So we ran this ad in Sunday's paper. It'll be again in Wednesday's paper. We have seen already a 2.5-fold increase in the number of people signing up to say they want to run for office.
Now, the NRA itself is a powerful lobbying organization, really, that represents gun manufacturers. What kind of response are you seeing from those who resist against a message like this, that the NRA is responsible for deaths in the U.S.?
Well, you know, haters gonna hate, but we think it is too important to not speak up on this. There's a lot of ways that we can do work to reduce gun violence, from holding Congress accountable to holding city councils accountable. This is our way in.
Now, what's interesting is the massacre in South Florida has galvanized students, survivors from the high school, to go out, to mobilize, to get political solutions to what's happened there. This flies in the face of millennials being apathetic, of young people not getting out to vote. And you say that you've recruited thousands of millennials to now run for public office. What has been your experience in speaking with young people now? Why are they getting up and getting vocal and active?
Well, as you said, since Run for Something launched on Inauguration Day last year, we've had more than 16,000 millennials sign up with us to say they want to run for office. These people are fired up. Yeah, they're pissed about Trump. Yes, his presidency pushed them into it, but they're sticking with it and changing their lives in order to change their communities because they care about solving problems. They are pissed off with the status quo, and they're not settling. They are so inspiring, and they give me a lot of hope for the future.
Now, we should be clear that you worked as the email marketing director for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. What lessons did you learn from that experience that you're now applying to these races, and ways in which to really win the race, not just to get young people to run?
Well, I think the most important thing that our candidates can do is be authentic and build relationships with their supporters. That's the same thing we tried to do over email marketing with Hillary's campaign, is make sure that people feel connected, that they understand how their donation, their volunteer efforts, or their vote will make their lives a little bit better in the long haul. Our candidates are encouraged to knock doors, make calls, and talk to voters one-on-one, because that's the way they win, and that's the way that as progressives we show voters that Democrats in office can make their life a little bit better.
Now, on Tuesday, the Trump 2020 campaign announced that Brad Pascal will be the new campaign manager. He was the digital director of President Trump's presidential campaign. What do you make of that announcement, of him, and of the concept that it's not just social media being the future of winning these campaigns, but specific targeting of demographics with tailored ads to get there?
Well, I think it's part of a well-rounded campaign. It is critical that digital be an integrated part of any campaign strategy in 2020, 2018, and even now. If a campaign isn't centering digital strategy as part of their broader communications and organizing program, they are doing the wrong thing and are leaving money, support, and votes on the table. So while I hate Brad Pascal and I hate that the Republicans got ahead of us on this, I think it's a good thing that a digital strategist was made a presidential campaign manager, even if I don't think Brad Pascal is going to be the campaign manager for very long.
And although it sounds like what you're saying then is that in order to win races for these young people, it's more than just getting out and shaking hands, and more than just doing things digitally, it's doing both.
It is. It's all comes together. It's about trying to make sure that you are having genuine, authentic conversations with voters. Those conversations can happen at the doors, on the phones, on Twitter, on Facebook. There's any number of ways to reach people, but having those conversations and being able to make a convincing and authentic argument is 95% of a campaign.
Right, and we are seeing those conversations being driven by young people for the most part, happening everywhere. Amanda Litman with Run for Something, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for